All right, guys, we are back again live. It seems to be an unfortunate common thread that the live stream crashes at least once per every live stream. So that sucks. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to get here real quick, see what's up. If you guys get back here, sometimes it stays open, the live stream, when it crashes on me, it stays open for you guys. You're still chatting in there. If you realize this one's up and you see it, let everybody else know. I don't know, whatever. We were talking about Free Comic Book Day, and the last comment that I actually saw was about there being a possible, I think it was from Bry Guy, I don't remember. It was about a possible first appearance in a Marvel or DC Free Comic Book Day. I'll get to that in just a second. I just want to know, once people are back in here, just let me know. And we're going to be talking about Free Comic Book Day, maybe the book's coming out on Wednesday, and all that jazz. So we are back. Let me know when you're back. Sorry about that, guys. Super sorry about that. F, I know, man. I know, man. We got to figure out what is going on with that, man. But we are back now, talking about Free Comic Book Day 2018, new comics, all that jazz. Super fun stuff. Eduardo has found the PCP Army. No, he's found the Pop Culture Philosophers page for sure. What's going on there? Anybody else here yet? Buddy, I guess he got sat finally. Those are really, Eduardo, those are really, really nice prints. That's super cool, man. Yo, I told Matthews to save that book for you, so hopefully, yes. If not, I got one right here for you. Randy, I don't know if YouTube's messing with you personally, or it's just like they got weird things with their algorithm. Oh, no problem, Eduardo. Those are really cool looking, man. I like them. I just got those messages, yeah. I'll look at them more fully. I really like that Justice League and that Groot. Those look really, really good. Looking at the new comic book list for next week. I don't know. I never trust the list until I get my official list at the shop on Monday. But we're talking about Free Comic Book Day. So I really thought this Wormworld Saga book was really, really cool. It's a good all ages book, fantasy driven, really cool artwork. I really like the setup for a story. If you got a child, boy or girl, doesn't matter. It's a super cool fantasy book in the vein of something like Narnia. That was really cool and interesting. And a really good artwork and a really good story. I liked it a lot. Really did. Bry Guy already left, but in case he checks out this video or whoever asked that question, there was no first appearance in a Free Comic Book Day issue that I know of from a Marvel or DC, but DC Nation does have the first appearance of the villains from the No Justice story that starts on Wednesday. So that is one book that I know for certain is coming out on Wednesday, and that is going to be No Justice #1 from Scott Snyder, James Tynion IV, and Joshua Williamson and Francis Manapul. Super excited for that book, guys. I am so pumped for this new Justice League book. Are you guys? The Spider-Man book I thought from Marvel this week was actually really cool. A nice setup for the Nick Spencer run. I liked Otley's artwork. It was sharp. It was clean. It was efficient. I really liked the story. I liked the setup. I liked that one a lot. Rock on, Randy. This Crush one was something I really thought was super, super cool this year. I like looking at the comic books that are like things I would normally like just not, I would just typically overlook or not even order at the shop. Things like this. I really thought Crush was a really good book, worth your time. Real quick, I want to point out that Barrier from Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin was amazing. Comic Friends Forever was something really cool with a really cool sample, some really cool independent type comics. They're really neat. This one, The Mall, really shocked me, really surprised me. I thought that one was really cool. Coming of age sci-fi tale set in a crime fiction tale, my bad, set in the 80s. Relay had some really cool ideas and beautiful artwork. Donny Cates and Zach Thompson are a part of that. Andy Clark as well. Zero's Journey, The Nightmare Before Christmas, the Zero issue. This was really cool. It's a manga, so it reads, right to left, but it's really cool. I liked it a lot. And the Power Rangers one introduced some really cool concepts and ideas to the Power Rangers mythology. So we just covered the free comic book day stuff. If you're jumping in, I want to know what your free comic book day experience was, what books you got, what you thought about them. Eduardo wants to know, what do you think of the new DC streaming service? First of all, I want to, Paul, the stream crashed. It happens. It seems like it happens every time I do a live stream. We're going to try to figure that one out. So the DC streaming service, first of all, there will be no weekly pop culture wrap up tomorrow. With Free Comic Book Day, we get a podcast tomorrow night. There's just a lot going on, so it's just not going to happen. So this is something I would have covered. The DC streaming service, I'm pumped for a new Swamp Thing live action series by James Wan. That's neat. The Titan series seems interesting to me. The images we've gotten so far don't really thrill me, but I understand they're not official released images, but whatever. So I guess I'm pumped for it, but I hate the fact that there are so many streaming services over and over and over again, right? So I don't know. That's the one thing, I guess. But I am pumped to see Swamp Thing and the Titan series. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm not the biggest fan of DC TV right now, though. So I don't really. I don't know. We'll see. The Doom Patrol's in there, and that's super, super cool. Icy Cold Milk just asked me why I hated Dr. Doom so much. I do not hate Dr. Doom, homie. I love Dr. Doom. I'm a huge Dr. Doom fan. He knows that. He's messing with me. Like I said, Paul, we just had it crashed. Not much I can say. So he's supposed to be a big deal in Infinity Countdown. Paul, are you saying that everybody is anticipating that the stuff going on in Infinity Countdown leading to Infinity Wars is involving this cat that was introduced in Moon Girl? That's interesting. I'm going to have to check that out in trade for sure. Icy Cold Milk, I agree with you. The Titan. Okay, when they first showed the picture of Robin from Titans, I was really stoked. When they showed Hawk and Dove, I'm not a Hawk and Dove fan. When they showed Hawk and Dove, I said, that's fine. When the leaked images of Starfire and Beast Boy and Raven came out, I was less than thrilled, just like a lot of people were. So I'm not excited for that. I'm excited to see what James Wan will do with the live action Swamp Thing. But the Titans have never been my thing. Paul, you might be right though, man. And just why is it blew up like that? Like, what is so important about this character right now? Because I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that there's anything. I don't know. Eduardo, if the prices got reasonable, I'd understand that. Most prices though are going to be $10 or more a month. It's just too much sometimes. You got Amazon Prime, you got Hulu, you got CBS All Access, you got the Disney one coming up, you got Netflix. It adds up to being a cable bill. Might as well just go back to cable, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the future of television is going to be, of episodic television. I don't know. Streaming services seem to be the thing, but eventually there's going to be too many of them. You're going to have to consolidate that again. And then maybe we'll have a resurgence of digital streaming cable. Something like that. I don't know. It's weird. But right now I'm going to tell you that most people just steal other people's passwords. Yeah, we had the Venom poster, Instinct RT. We had the Venom poster at our shop too. Are you talking about the movie poster? That was super, super cool. I left mine at the shop. I just realized that. Oh my goodness. Huh. We are all photogenic in our own way. What's coming out this week? We know we got No Justice. That's exciting. We got Venom #1 coming out this week. That's a big deal, guys. I've read that. That's really, really good. Really, really good. Let's see. I don't know how much I trust this list. We're just going to kind of go through it real quick. See if anything sticks out. Seems small so far. Seems really small so far. Batman, that's second printing. White Knight number 8, the final issue of White Knight is this week. Oh, there's going to be more of that, guys. There's going to be more in that Murphyverse. It's going to happen more. New Detective Comics this week, new Flash this week. Like I said, no Justice. That's exciting. It's very exciting. New Michael Cray this week for fans of Wildstorm. Some stuff I don't read. Highest House number 4. Awesome. That book is so good. That book is so good. Spider King number 4. That book is good. Analog number 2. Really cool. Barrier number 1 and 2. The collector's edition number 1, I guess in case you missed the free comic book day issue. Number 2 as well. This is going to be weekly throughout May. So that's interesting. Isola number 2 and the second print number 1 in case you missed it. That's awesome from Image Comics. New Southern Bastards. New book from Jason Aaron's always a good idea. Exiles number 3. Wow. Marvel's putting that one out fast. Domino number 2. The final issue, or the final trade paperback of Kelly Thompson's Hawkeye run comes out this week. The new issue of New Mutants Dead Souls comes out. Rosenberg's doing some good work right there. New issue of Vader. Last Jedi adaptation, Thrawn, which the colorist Nolan Woodard was at my shop this today for Free Comic Book Day. Venom number 1. You Are Deadpool number 2, X-Men Blue. Looks like a pretty good week, guys. Pretty solid, but kind of small. That's really cool, though. It's nice to take another breather at Free Comic Book Day because I know you guys spent probably some money on Free Comic Book Day. It's what happens. We all do. So Nolan Woodard was at my shop today. He's a colorist at Marvel Comics. He colors the Star Wars Thrawn book. He colored the Darth Maul book. He's got a Darth Vader book coming out. He colors the all-new Wolverine book. He's coloring X-23. He colored this cover of Fantastic Four, my favorite comic book of all time, Fantastic Four. He colored this cover, and so I got him to sign it for me right there. And then he also just, because he's an awesome dude, gave me a print of it signed for free. And I just want to point out that this dude is awesome and does great work. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got coming up in the future. Super excited. What's up, Corey? How are you doing? Dude, I haven't seen you in forever. I love you. How's the fam, man? Holy cow. Thanks for jumping on. Is Plastic Man this week, Randy? I didn't see it on the list, but I might have overlooked it. Plastic Man is soon, though. I know that. Gail Simone. I'm interested. I'm more interested in the Terrifics, but I'm interested. Joker Cards Comics said, dang, we didn't get a Venom poster. That sucks. It was the movie poster with like the teeth and the eyes. I left mine at the shop. I hope they didn't give it away. If they did, I guess that's okay. Tons of good. You can buy a Venom poster online if you really want to. You can print one out, I guess. You know, Paul, I don't know what's up with that guy either. You read that book on your recommendation. I'm going to check it out for sure, like very soon. I'm 4 issues from done with my Bendis Avengers reread, which is rereading like what 12 or 10 to 12 years of Bendis Avengers. That was a lot of reading, but it was fun. It was a really fun reread. I'm almost done with that. And Moon Girl is going to be something I want to jump onto real quick. That and All New Wolverine. Because I liked All New Wolverine. And now that I've met the colorist, I really want to read it again because I really like his work. I really do. I'm with you, Joker's Cards Comics. It's going to suck to see White Knight end, but it's nice knowing that Sean Murphy has more coming up. It's coming. It's coming soon. It's coming quicker than we realize, and I'm super excited. White Knight's been amazing. I cannot wait to see how it ends and read it all together at once. It's going to be so fun. Once again, Corey, thank you so much, man. I love you, man. Well, Instinct says that he read Action. He hasn't read Action Comics yet, but he did read the DC Nation. Just wasn't feeling the Bendis story. Should he overlook it? Man, dude, seriously, I wasn't feeling that Bendis story either in that book. I liked some of the concepts and the new character that was introduced, but I really didn't respond to it as well as I did his bit in Action Comics 1000. His bit in Action Comics 1000 I thought was really, really solid, really, really good. I liked it a lot. So I think that with a more modern day dynamic art, I'm still pumped to see. It's still a wait and see with Bendis's Superman, but I am very, very excited, guys. Paul says the only books he's been reading have been Donny Cates books. No other writers grabbing him. Okay. I really like Kelly Thompson right now. I really like Donny Cates. I really like Denise Camp and a lot of what's going on over at Vault Comics right now. Have you checked out any Vault Comics? Deep Roots #1, Wasted Space #1, the Maxwell's Demon stuff, Songs for the Dead, Cult Classics, Return to Whisper. Those are really, really good books that I highly recommend. Maybe some Aftershock stuff too. I'm sure if you're following Case, I'm sure you read Baby Teeth. Dark Arc over there is really cool. Brothers Dracul seems promising. Maybe you want to check those out if you haven't already. Maybe you have. You know, I've never read Jose. I've never read Reactor. Because is it not like a sequel to Interceptor? I've never read that, so I feel like I would be lost. Icy Cold Milk. He says in Infinity Countdown, do I think that the Galactus, the Lifebringer, Yellow Galactus, will agree to help Silver Surfer? Could this revert him back to the old Galactus, Devourer of Worlds? Absolutely. Everything reverts to the status quo, and yeah, that's probably something that's going to happen. You're probably spot on about that. Instinct says his Action Comics 1000 is a blank cover, and he thinks he might have Frank Quitely do a sketch at Motor City Comic Con. Yeah, dude. You should totally do that. Frank Quitely doing a sketch of Superman on your Action Comics 1000, that's awesome. Because he and Grant Morrison did a story for Action Comics 1000, but they didn't publish it. Because apparently the rumors are saying that it conflicted with Doomsday Clock, which I think is silly because, Reactor is at Vault, but I haven't read it. Because is it not a sequel to Interceptor, which I haven't read? Maybe I should just pick up on it and see what's happening. But Vault's doing amazing stuff. I haven't read Heathen either. I haven't read Failsafe. Those are two things that just got picked up for Netflix and maybe like a movie property or something like that. Have Frank Quitely do a cover for that. That's awesome, dude. If I had a chance to, I would. I'd have him do. I don't have a blank cover. I would have Quitely do a sketch over one of my actual covers. That's what I would do. So it seems like a good week for comics this week. Free Comic Book Day was fun, and there were some good books for that. So I've caught up to the comments, everybody. So if anybody has any questions, just throw them at me. We're still going to be here for 10, 20 minutes, something like that. I'm going to check my phone, see if anybody's responding there. You guys are the best, by the way. Fans and all that stuff. I really appreciate you guys. What did I think of Coda? Randy, I covered that in my weekly comic book review. I really thought the art was really, really good, but I found the story very hard to follow. I have some problems with some of the Simon Spurrier stuff, and I'd never really, like, his stories never grabbed me, and I have the same problem with that. I really like the artwork. I thought the overall concept was really interesting, but I just didn't really like, I don't know, the story didn't grab me. There's something about his scripts. There's something about his dialogue and narration. It just doesn't, his narrative flow does not ever grab me, man. Dax Comics wants to know what I think about the Red Goblin. I'm a huge Green Goblin, Norman Osborn fan. I'm a huge Carnage fan. Carnage, Green Goblin. Yes, I'm a super fan, actually. I'm not a fan of This Is Permanent, though. I don't think this is intended to be permanent, but because of the popularity of it, I'm worried that Marvel's going to make it permanent. I'm not cool with that. I want Cletus back as Carnage eventually. I want Norman back as Green Goblin, fully on Green Goblin eventually. So that's what I think about it. But the Red Goblin is a really cool story, a really cool take on a really cool like mashup of two awesome Spider-Man villains in my opinion. So that's what I think about that. But if it's super permanent, like if they keep it that way and Carnage stays, like Cletus stays like this poison version of Carnage, I'm not cool with that at all. So I hope it reverts back to the way it was. But I think it's been really fun, really fun. Huh. Well, Corey, it was good seeing you guys. We miss you. I'm actually doing a poker game for my birthday next week. So, you know, if you're in town, maybe you should join us. I'll holler at you on the Facebooks there. But thanks for jumping in, buddy. We miss you too. And we're doing the Infinity War review. It's this Monday. So deuces, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. Instinct says he heard that rumor too. Yeah, Morrison and Quietly's Action Comics 1000 story didn't mesh with what they were doing in Doomsday Clock. But why? Like the whole issue is a celebration of Superman. So like these dudes did, in my opinion, the greatest Superman story of all time, which is All-Star Superman. And so like it felt like a really shitty snub to not have them have a published work in that book. I'm serious, man. Grant Morrison, Frank Quietly, Superman, Action Comics 1000. Yes. And they should have done a DC 1 million story. And maybe that's what it was, man. Who knows? It kind of pisses me off, man. It really does. But DC's going to use that story eventually one day in something. Hey, Brian, what's up? Brian says it was great meeting you on Friday at the shop. Yeah, man, I remember you. Brian came into the shop to buy Death or Glory, and he didn't realize that I worked at his shop, and I didn't realize that he was a fan and all that, and it was super fun. And it was super cool to meet you too, buddy. Come in anytime. We'll sell some comics to you. We'll give you a hookup. Yeah, dude, it was nice meeting you, Brian. Thanks for coming, by the way. Yeah, I'm glad you liked Death or Glory. That was the book he came to get. He came to get Death or Glory because I recommended it on the comic book review, video, and he really liked it. Thanks for jumping on the live stream, man. That's awesome. Did you make it up to Free Comic Book Day today? I didn't see you up there. Corey, if Sevens ever come up on the flop, I'm out and a hand on you, buddy. Seriously, next weekend, Saturday night, I'm doing a poker game. I'm going to holler at you about it, man. Like, you guys should come up there. Bring the kids. They can play with us. No, that's probably a bad idea. I understand. I'm glad Joker Card's comic liked Death or Glory. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it, though? Randy says that his food is here, so he's going to dip out. Well, thank you for joining us, buddy. We're almost out of here, too. We're about like 10 to 20 minutes, somewhere around there. Yeah, Coda was okay, but it's up. The weekly comic book review is up every Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Sometimes it's going to be late. It's going to be late like a couple weeks. I'm going to a Perfect Circle show, I think. So it's going to be late that day. But I always let you know. Just always remember, like Sunday, we do the pop culture wrap up for the most part, not tomorrow. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Every Wednesday morning, it's usually going to be up, the weekly comic book review. Just check in. Anybody else go out to Free Comic Book Day? Icy Cold Milk, I don't know what M2O is. I'm missing it. M2O. Mark, what is that? No, Icy Cold Milk, there is no Marvel 2-in-1 this week. When is that book coming out again? I'm going to look it up. We're waiting on issue 6. Brian couldn't make it in. Brian, I'm not back in the shop till Monday, but I will look at what is available, and I got some here that I read that, I mean, I don't mind getting rid of them. I'll make sure to set you aside some good ones. I'll throw them in my box and a bag for you, and it'll say for Brian. Just come into the shop, say Robbie's got me some books from Free Comic Book Day, and they're in his box, and they'll find it for you. And make sure you get a Maxwell's Demons and a Relay, because those books are really, really cool, man. And if you like Death or Glory, I think you'll really like those books because there's something different, something unique, and really, really cool. But anytime you come in, man, and we'll set you up with a box if there's anything you want to follow up. But I'll give you the discount and all that stuff. We'll take care of you, man. I want to get you reading good books because it seems like you already have good taste because you read Death or Glory, and that was a really good book. I really like that a lot. Have you read Deadly Class by Rick Remender? Because if you haven't, you should. But if you have, I'm interested to know what you thought about it. And I'm going to look up when Marvel 2-in-1 number 6 comes out. And this will give you guys a perfect opportunity to ask some questions so I can get to them. Count Von Strange the Fourth is here. What's going on, everyone? I don't know about them, but I'm having fun just sitting here chilling. Free Comic Book Day. Happy Free Comic Book Day. How are you doing? I'm doing good. No problem, Brian. It's my pleasure, man. May 30th, Icy Cold Milk. That's the very last Wednesday in May. That's when the next issue of Marvel 2-in-1 comes out. It'll be worth the wait, though. That book's been so good, has it not? And I love Dr. Doom, just going to say. I think that the final issue of the first arc of Marvel 2-in-1, which is issue number 6, is drawn by Jim Chung. It is number 6 that we're waiting on, right? I think it is. I believe the final issue of the first arc is drawn by Jim Chung. It does not surprise me that it's late. But Brian, it's my pleasure. Brian, you totally need to check out Maxwell's Demons. It is so, so good. 3 issues are out so far. I think I can still get 2s and 3s. I'm not sure, but I'll look it up because I think you'll like it. But I'll definitely hook you up with the Free Comic Book Day issue. Count Von Strange the Fourth worked right through and missed Free Comic Book Day. That sucks, man. That sucks. That sucks. If you have a good shop in your area, they'll hook you up with some books. They may still have some tomorrow. Drew Matson wants to know, what's up, Drew? Drew is the PCP crew. What's up, Drew? By the way, I've been listening to the Hustle and Flow soundtrack a lot this week. And so when I was doing that, like, what's up, Drew? I heard whoop that trick in my head. That's your theme song to me now, Drew. That's super awesome. Drew, it says he's on his way to play D&D. Of course you are. You still need to set up our D&D group, buddy. PCP D&D group, that'd be super fun. What's my favorite fantasy book? Comic book wise, Birthright is my favorite fantasy book. It's about a dude. I don't know if you've ever read this. It's by Joshua Williamson. It's an Image book. It's super, super good. So it's about this dude. Okay. It's about this family. They have 2 kids. They're off in the park one day, and one of the kids just disappears. And then a year later, after the husband has been like grilled by the police, they think he like abducted his son in some kind of way. He's divorced from his wife now because all the drama that's involved. And then a year later, his son comes back fully grown. He's been in this barbarian fantasy world for years, and now he's back again, and it's so good. That's my favorite fantasy comic book. My favorite fantasy novel, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, homie. Come on, man. After that, Half-Blood Prince. Nice to hear from you, Drew. I hope you have a good D&D session. David Hatch, speaking of D&D, what's up, David? How are you doing, buddy? Our first Patreon supporter, and that's super cool. And just to let you guys know, one of the biggest draws of our Patreon page is the PCP After Hours podcast. You jump in there. It's like entry-level $1 a month, whatever. I mean, we're not trying to get your money. We just want your support, right? But we got this podcast we do, Pop Culture Philosophers, obviously. But after that, we keep the mics live for like 15, 20 minutes. We do this After Hours podcast. The newest one, which was episode 12, which we did right after the Nintendo podcast, was so super fun. to celebrate the fact that we just hit 2,000 subscribers. We're going to release that to everybody so everybody can check that out and enjoy that. We're going to release that like tomorrow. So I hope you check it out and maybe want to jump onto Patreon, because starting in June, so sign up if you want. I'm just saying, starting in June, we're going to start doing a monthly giveaway. It's going to be a graphic novel and or a movie, usually a big release. And to celebrate 2,000 subscribers, we're going to do a Blu-ray release giveaway of Black Panther very soon for everybody. But our Patreon supporters are going to be automatically entered into a monthly giveaway. And you start there at $1 a month, whatever. So like if you want to join the giveaway, get on Patreon, join in, get the PCP After Hours podcast, and you get a shot at winning a graphic novel or a Blu-ray, and that's every month starting in June. So you got to be a Patreon on June 1st. You're entered into the contest. Happens every single month, just so you guys know. Just so you guys know. But David, that's what made me think of Patreon. David, when does Fantastic Four hit the stands? It hits the stands in August. I will look up and see if I have an actual date. Fantastic Four by Dan Slott, #1 release date. Ryan Smith says, I watch your new comic book day reviews every Wednesday. Good job. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching them. Thank you for telling me that, man. That encouragement is awesome. I love comic books, and I love talking to you guys about comic books, and it's super, super fun. Instinct says, would you want to see Donny Cates on a major Marvel event? Can't say much about Gary Duggan, but I would be interested in seeing Donny do an event like Infinity or something. Donny Cates is going to be put on a major Marvel title very, very soon. He's already got Venom coming up. That's really not a major title. They are not going to waste Donny Cates. They're going to put him on something big. What's it going to be? I was actually thinking about this earlier today and in a conversation on Free Comic Book Day. And I was thinking, there's going to be a new Wolverine book coming out. I think Donny Cates could do something good with Wolverine. So maybe. But yes, absolutely. Marvel always takes their biggest writers and puts them on their events. It's kind of like they test them out on smaller titles like Doctor Strange and Thanos, Death of the Inhumans. They build them up. They give them a bigger title like maybe a Wolverine or something like that, or maybe eventually a Thor, and then they let them do a big event. I think the next big event is going to be Jason Aaron, though. It's going to be a follow-up to all the stuff that he's building up to in Avengers and Marvel Legacy, #1. But I absolutely do think that Donny Cates is going to be, within 2 to 3 years, Donny Cates is going to be doing a major Marvel event. And I think he's going to be put on a Wolverine book. I'm actually thinking about that right now. Icy Cold Milk reminds us that all comic books are fantasy books, and he's right. He's technically right about that. Well, I am not finding an actual date specifically for the Fantastic Four #1. It is in August, though. I don't know where they're going to put it in. Jose Lopez says they're developing a movie for Birthright. Are they really? It would be a brilliant movie, but I think it'd be a better TV show. But it'd make a really good movie. You could do that whole thing in one movie. I'm not finding a full date, David, right now for Fantastic Four #1. But I will look that up on Diamond when I get into work on Monday and let you know. Comic Guy, what's up, man? I hope you're having a good day. You're always so friendly and cool on the video comments, man. Thank you so much for checking out the videos and commenting. I've got Lion the Witch in the wardrobe. I'll have to hit it. I've been reading Enemies and Allies, Superman versus Batman, and I'm almost done with that. Nice. Lion the Witch in a Wardrobe is like the whole Chronicles of Narnia thing was one of my favorite things growing up. I'm a big C.S. Lewis fan, and I just love the Chronicles of Narnia. Narnia is great. Brian, I guess you didn't see the video about Isola because it was my pick of the week. I think it was my pick of the week. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was my pick of the week. I loved that book. Isola #1 was awesome. #2 comes out this week, and the second print of #1 comes out this week. If you want one, let me know. I'll hold them back for you, man. David, thank you so much for supporting PCP. And it is kind of an inside joke. I mean, we're pop culture philosophers, and I'll be honest with you, we came up with the name pop culture philosophers before we realized that the abbreviation was PCP. So thank you, David, for supporting PCP and our PCP habits. Seriously though, David, I thank you so. I want to give you a hug every time I see you. I really do, but I don't know if you're like that. And sometimes I'm busy, so. Comment guy says he just bought the Weapon X Omnibus from in stock today. Did you buy? Was it the Barry Windsor Smith stuff? Is that what you're talking about? But Brian Isola is awesome. Check it out. Yeah, Instinct. Donnie Cates is writing Death of the Inhumans. That's going to be cool. I think it's going to be cool. See you, Ryan. Oh man, I got to review a comment. Isn't that crazy? I think it was the B word that made me have to comment that. It's not our favorite word, but I'm going to show it because I get your humor. It just says Return of Weapon X. I'm curious as to what that one is. If it's the Barry Windsor Smith initial Weapon X stuff, that's amazing. If it's the Weapon X stuff from the what was it? The late, like Frank Thierry did that. And he followed me randomly on Twitter because we're both Yankees fans. Isn't that cool? So go Yankees. We won today, by the way. I'm gonna turn that like that. But Return of Weapon X. That might. I don't know. Who are the creators on that one? I guess you haven't gotten it yet. But Weapon X stuff is cool, man. I really do like it. No, Whitey, you're not a bad person. It's just like nowadays that B word, it's just something that, you got to think about sometimes. But no, man, I get it. Thoughts on Ant-Man the Wasp? Are you talking about the movie or the comic book? I'll tell you both. For the movie, I'm very excited. I was not the biggest fan of the Ant-Man movie. As you know from, oh my goodness, I think my cat's about to jump in the litter box. No, he just wants to bite on the box for the litter. Isn't that crazy? There's Cream. No, you can't see him. Cream. Okay. I should not have done that. Anyway, it's fine. Okay, so Ant-Man the Wasp movie, I'm more excited for the sequel than I was the initial one. But Hammer just got on screen. What's up, Hammer? So I'm super excited for the sequel though, because I think that Peyton Reed came into a movie that he didn't have. He didn't create that project. He didn't have that much into it. He just kind of had to work with what he had. And this is him doing what he is going to be able to do. And I'm excited to see that. I think after the first movie, they're going to do really, really good. So that's exciting. For the comic book, by the way, there's an Ant-Man and Wasp comic book, and it's Hope Van Dyne and or Hope Pym and Scott Lang. And I'm super pumped for that because it's Mark Waid. And I really love that Hope character, or not Hope, Nadia. I'm a big Nadia Pym fan in the Marvel Universe. I'm just laughing with Whitey right now. That's awesome. Comic Guy by Frank Thierry. Yeah. Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. That stuff's pretty decent, man. It's not the greatest. The Barry Windsor Smith initial Weapon X stuff is good, but that stuff is basically like Marvel. Like when Joe Quesada came on to Marvel Comics, he brought a lot of talent in, and he brought Frank Thierry in, and they worked together on an Iron Man book that was really, really good. But the Weapon X book was actually cool. They brought Deadpool into it in a very interesting way. And one of the few Deadpool runs that I kind of like was during the whole Weapon X stuff. And then he had his own Weapon X series that involved Sauron. I think they had Maverick in it, Sabretooth, Wolverine for sure. Frank Thierry was doing the Wolverine book at the time. It was a really good Death Wish, straight up action movie type vibe to it. And it really worked. I really liked it a lot. No, Whitey, that did not make sense. I'm confused. I am so confused. Okay. That's weird. But I like the movie Malcolm X. It's one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I assumed instinct that you meant the movie, but I'm pumped to see it. Ant-Man wasn't my favorite, but I love Scott Lang's I love Scott Lang in the movie. Paul Rudd's performance as Scott Lang, and I really liked it. I think that this movie will be better, so I'm excited to see it. I'm also excited to see if they in any kind of way tie this into Infinity War in any kind of way. All right, guys, I'm going to give this about 5 more minutes. So any final questions or thoughts? I do want to plug the podcast real quick. It's on popculturephilosophers.com. We have a website. You can sign up. iTunes, Android. You can subscribe, all that stuff. We have a lot of fun doing this podcast. The latest one was all about comic books. It's about the Avengers. All about the Avengers comic books. We're not talking about the movie or nothing like that, but we're talking about the comic books. Every podcast we do culminates in a top 5. So if we do a podcast 90s animation, that's our top 5 90s animation. Everybody has their own. If you want to know my thoughts on things like that, check out that podcast. I'm a co-host with John Hammertime Holshoe. We got people like Justin, Jeremy, Drew, all of them. Those are great guys. You can interact with us on Facebook now. We talked about having a Facebook group. We got it set up. It's on Facebook, PCP Army. You can go to Pop Culture Philosophers, the Facebook page. I think it's linked there. Just search for PCP Army. Request to join. We will approve you, and you jump in to a pop culture fun conversation with me, my homies, our local friends, and the fans of Pop Culture Philosophers. I think Judge Judy would beat Dog the Bounty Hunter. That's just me. My favorite dinosaur is the Ankylosaurus. Those are good, hard-hitting questions, Whitey. I like those. I mean, Whitey, you can get whatever tattoo you want. This is America. I'm not assuming you're in America. But you can get whatever you want, in my opinion. I hope you guys had fun on the live stream. I hope you had fun at Free Comic Book Day today. And why did it make me approve USA? That is so weird. Why did it make me approve your USA comment? That's so weird. I don't get that. That's weird. Anyway, I'm in the US as well. That is weird. That's weird. I don't understand that one. That's YouTube, man. YouTube's been good for us, though. YouTube's been good for PCP. Any other final questions, or is it just me and Whitey in the group now? You're in Arizona. I'm in Alabama, man. You're 2 hours behind me, or 1 hour, something like that. I don't think it's an old Journey shirt. I do like Journey back in the day. You know, Don't Stop Believing. What's that song? Every time I see Wheel of Fortune, I think about it. Wheel in the sky keeps on turning. I love that one. Love that one so much. That's a great song. And that if ye ever hurt you, true love won't desert you. That's great. Icy Cold Milk, the Yankees don't suck. We're on such a winning streak. We're going to win the World Series this year. What's your favorite baseball team? Icy Cold Milk. LSD may do damage to your brain, but PCP is good for the soul. When you're talking about pop culture philosophy, Instinct has a good question. Let's get to this. Do other PCP members, people that you do videos with, work at the shop you work at? Do they have separate channels, or are they all guys just here? None of those guys work at my shop that I work at. They are all my homies, to be honest with you. John's been a friend for a long time. Justin's been a friend for a long time. Drew, Jeremy, Jelani, Brooks. They're all old-time friends of me that basically, when we started this podcast journey, it was just me and my friends, and that's what this is. And now, so I'm like the comic book guy. I've been the comic book guy for a long time in my crew, in my circle, in my town. So that's kind of like what we're doing here on like the weekly comic book reviews and all that stuff. But like Jelani and Brooks, they're like my oldest friends. We talk about movies all the time. So Movie Monday is, for instance, a really good that's just the way we talk with each other, and it's super fun. And you're getting all that on the PCP Army Facebook group, and it's super, super fun. Immediately, people are like, you guys are so funny. This is awesome, man. I'm so glad. So, like, I'm super pumped for you guys. Of course, Whitey, if you're from Arizona, you're a Diamondbacks fan. That's awesome. I'm a Yankees fan. I remember 2001. Wow. Was it? Yeah, that was 2001. That was rough for us, but good for you guys. Good for you guys. Some good pitching from Arizona that year. Seriously. David Hatch, Braves for the win. The Braves are doing really, really good right now, which scares me. They're my #1 National League team because they're my regional team. I love the Braves, but like it scares me when they do so good so early, man. But yeah, David, go Braves. Go Braves. I would love for a Braves Yankees World Series. I would love for that. But I think this year, I think it's going to be Yankees, and I almost said Dodgers, but they've had some injuries, man. So I got to rethink my National League pick. The Braves are playing the hell out of some baseball right now, but I just don't know if they're gonna. Don't know if they're gonna keep it up, man. So crazy. Comic guys from New York, Long Island. Yeah, go Yankees then. I'm from Alabama, but I'm still a Yankees fan. I became a Yankees fan because I grew up playing baseball. And Joe DiMaggio, Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, who doesn't want to be a Yankee? I always loved and respected the Yankees. And what was it, 95 or 96? It was 96 when the Braves played the Yankees. It was 96, right? When the Braves played the Yankees in the World Series, that was the moment I had to decide between the Braves and the Yankees. And I chose the Yankees. I went with Torrey. I thought that was me. Is that a Japanese Giants team? Because, yeah, the Japanese baseball is some great baseball. If you ever get a chance, it's not coming back around for another year or two, but the World Baseball Classic is awesome. Look at some YouTube videos of some highlights or something. There's some great international baseball. Good for the soul. Yeah. But yeah, all the PCP guy instinct, all those guys are my friends, man, and they're all on the podcast. You hear Justin, like we're all local. They all hang out like that. They're just my friends. They're just my friends. We're all a crew, man. We really, really are. But none of them have YouTube channels. Justin Goldsmith is an actor, and he's got an IMDb page. He might have a YouTube channel. He's been in some commercials, and he's been in some movies and stuff like that. He's got a movie called Oak Grove coming out very, very soon. So Justin Goldsmith's got some presence out there on social media and things like that. I don't know if he has a YouTube channel, but Justin Goldsmith is an actor, and his work is really, really good. And Justin's one of my friends, obviously, so I'm going to say that. But I really love Justin. I think he's an amazing guy. Drew, Timothy, Jeremy, Jelani, all these guys, Brooks, they're the coolest. I love these guys so much, and they support what I do. This is basically my vision. They all support me, and none as much as John Hammertime Holshoe, who hasn't been on the videos as much lately. He's on a lot of our older videos, but like this dude, like this would not be happening without that guy. So I just want to say that. Comic guy, you're in Minnesota. Did you watch the Yankees beat the Twins? Where did that happen in New York? I don't remember. David wants to know when we're going to add a game/RPG commentator. That's Drew. Drew is the man. Drew was in here earlier, and he totally dipped out because he had to go DM a Dungeons and Dragons game. So Drew is our guy. We're doing a fantasy podcast very soon. Drew and Brooks have been waiting for this for years. We're finally doing it. It's been delayed yet again in the schedule, but it's like one of the next podcasts we do. The very next podcast we do, I'm going to stay on here for just a few more minutes because I want to get some comments on this one. The very next podcast we do is tomorrow night. It's going to be 80s science fiction. We're mostly talking about movies, but we're talking about TV as well. But what are your favorite 80s television, your favorite 80s science fiction movies? 1980s science fiction movies. Give us some good comments, and we'll talk about them on the show when we record it tomorrow night. So that will be super cool. But Drew is the fantasy guy, and I'm sure we're going to talk about some RPG type stuff on that fantasy podcast, specifically for you, since you asked, since you're a Patreon supporter. We'll ask you why you don't say all hell Robbie. I'm nothing special, but thank you. You're cracking me up, man. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Comic Guy. I appreciate you, buddy. Aliens. That's a great one. That's a really good one. I have a feeling that I know Whitey now. I don't know, though. Do I know you, Whitey? Do I know you personally, or are you just making some stuff up about you and Drew? Because Drew was in Vietnam. And if you know Drew, you know that. He wasn't. Because that was Deer Hunter. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Super cool. Oh, Brian the Fly, you just messed up my whole top 5. I didn't even think about that movie. Oh, man. You got me thinking now. Holy cow, great comment. Yeah, we'll mention you. Holy cow, The Fly. David Cronenberg. Jeff Goldblum. Holy cow, man. That's a great movie, man. That movie was one of my favorites as a kid, man. Sometimes people comment on these videos, and I think they're people I actually know in real life trying to troll me, man. But you guys are just awesome and hilarious. I love you guys. The Thing and Tron. We're big Thing fans here, and John Hammertime Holshoe is the biggest Tron fan. He's going to appreciate me saying that. I just watched Tron Legacy for his birthday last month. I had thoughts, but I'm not going to get into them. Any more favorite 80s sci-fi movies? We're about to bounce out of here. David, I know you love Tron. I'm not the biggest Tron fan. I've tried, man. I think visually, the first one is a brilliant film visually. Comic Guy, they did they did a Body Snatchers in the 50s, maybe. There might have been one in the 80s. Are you thinking about the Donald Sutherland one? That might have been in the 70s. I'm not sure. The best one to me is the Kevin McCarthy one. That's like a 58, something like that. 58, 68, something. I want to say 58, but maybe I'm off by a decade or two. But that movie is amazing. Yeah, I think the Donald Sutherland one was 70s. I'm not sure about that one for sure, though. I don't think Nazis is a good word. Meaning that I don't think YouTube wants that word on there, but I'll let you on. Surf Nazis must die. All right, we're about to bounce out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. We're going to probably do another live stream on next Sunday, not tomorrow, but the week after. Probably going to do that. Surf Ninjas is a movie. Yeah, Whitey, I'll be honest with you, though. Surf Ninjas was one of my favorite movies back in, like, what was it, 93, 94, whenever that was. Yeah, it was really good. Thank you, Instinct. Thank you guys for joining us. Be aware, Movie Monday, our Infinity War Movie Monday is finally coming out on Monday. We got the PCP Army Facebook group on Facebook, PCP Army. Check it out. Like us on Facebook. I'm on Twitter at The Rockin' Robbie. We are on Twitter at The PCP Show. Drew from Vietnam and the Deer Hunter actually moderates the Twitter feed, so that's cool. Pay attention to him, what he does. Weekly comic book review coming up. Weekly pop culture wrap up is not coming this weekend, but it will be next weekend. All that jazz. We're on patreon.com/PCP for after hours. And if you want to get into the monthly contest, we have a 2,000 subscribers contest coming very soon. And it's going to be for the Black Panther Blu-ray. So I make that comment right there, and we're deucing out. Mega Spidey Man, there's not going to be a weekly wrap up later today, buddy. Why not? There's a lot of stuff going on. I got a podcast to do tomorrow. Free Infinity War coming on Monday. So pay attention to that. Peace out, everybody. We love you guys. Deuces.